Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given S equals to 3v minus u divided by 2a. Next, we are then given for part A, the value of u, the value of v, and the value of a. And we are tasked to find the value of S. So for part A, it is pretty straightforward. My S is therefore equals to 3v. Every time you substitute a value into a variable, do put a bracket minus my u. U is 9. And the whole expression divided by 2a. A will be -1. And with the use of the calculator, this will give me a value of 12. For part B, now they would want the v to be expressed in terms of u, a, and s. And so, this means that the final answer, they will want to see v equals to something. So starting with this original expression, then I am going to multiply 2a on both sides, such that the next expression you will see 2a, of course they have my s, equals to 3v minus u. And then, because they would want v to be on one side, v equals to something. So the next step, you see me writing this down. I still have my 2as. And the next line, I would add u on both sides, such that I'm left with 3v. And the last step, before I write down the final answer, there is 3v. Yep, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So again, this one, this whole 2as plus u, I would then divide by 3. But in this question, they want v to be in terms of uas, which we have successfully did that. The final answer though, when you write out the final answer, please write the v on the left hand side of this equation. And this will be the final answer. Alright? And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a diagram of a right angle triangle with given sides x, y, and 18. And we know that the perimeter, let's take a look at part A. The perimeter is 180 cm, meaning this is the perimeter, and they add up to 180 cm, form an equation in x and y. And therefore, the answer to this will be x plus y plus 18. They add up to 180. And we are done. We have successfully form an equation that has x and y. For part B, use Pythagoras theorem to form another equation in x and y. So this means that I am going to use the Pythagoras theorem in that the square of y and 18, the sum of this square, when I add them out, they will be equal to the square of x. Okay, so this means that y square plus 18 square is equal to my x square. And we are done. And we have successfully formed this equation. But of course, should you want to, you can actually continue to simplify it as y square plus 324 equals to x square. Okay? And so I will have my second equation. Using substitution method, solve this simultaneous equation. Now that I have two equations here. So for the first equation here, that I just highlighted, since they want substitution method, I'm going to rewrite this as x equals to 180 minus y minus 18, because I minus y and minus 18 on both sides of this equation. So my x will be equals to 180 minus 18, 162 minus y. This will be my equation 1. And my equation 2 is here. Which I could just write it down there. And I'm going to solve this equation now. So for once, I'm going to do some adjustment. I'm going to just hide away this because I don't really need this answer line here. I do need the space though. Okay, so we are going to let people know that you are going to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. And so this x, I'm no longer going to write as x anymore. I'm going to write as 160 minus y. Okay? So the next line you will then see y square plus 324 is equals to x square. 162 minus y square. So now it's just to solve this particular equation now. Alright? So let's continue. I will then continue to expand and simplify 162 minus y bracket square. So using formula, I will get 162 square minus 2 times 160. And my y plus y square. Yep. So in case you might be wondering how did Mr. Tan go from this step to this step, I'm simply applying the special product of a minus b bracket square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Where I have my a square and a, this is my a, and this is my b. Okay? So from here on, we just need to continue to simplify this. So I would have 262 4 minus 324y plus y squared. From here, then you can see I am going to do some manipulation. Y squared, I'm going to minus y squared on both sides. I am also going to add 324y. Still got the equal sign. I still have my 26,244 here. I am going to minus 324 so that you will see the next line. Y squared minus y squared is 0. I'm only left with positive 324y. I am also going to be left with 25,920. So finally, I just need to divide by 324 on both sides to get my value of y, which would be 80. And the moment I gotten my y equals to 80, I could then go back to my equation 1 and find my x, because now I know y is 80. So x is simply 162 minus y. Yes. And therefore, x is equal to 162 minus y. In this case, 80. X is equals to 82. Alright. And with that, we have come to the end of this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a cone with a base area of 9 pi cm square. There's also a volume that is given, 12 pi. Find the area of the radius of the base of this cone. So do take note, area of a cone is actually circle, so it's pi r square. And therefore for part A, pi r square is equal to 9 pi. And so my r square is equals to 9 pi divided by pi, which is equals to 9. So my radius r will be equals to the square root of 9, the positive one, since we are talking about radius, which is a length, 3 cm. As for part B then require us to take note of the volume. So for part B, please remember that volume of a cone, in this case, is equals to 12 pi. Volume of a cone is also, the formula is 1/3 times pi times r squared times h, which is the height of the cone. And we got our radius as 3. So I'm going to just simply substitute in 3 square h is equals to 12 pi. And therefore, my h, which is the height, is simply 12 pi. I'm going to divide by 1/3, divide by pi, and also divide by my 3 square. That means this part here, I'm going to divide off. And that will then give me a value of 4 cm. With that, we have come to the end of this question. Let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone. For this particular question, y is inversely proportionate to x squared. So when Mr. Tan attempt this question, of course I will need to know these two quantities that we are looking at. The other one is, of course, whether is it directly proportional or inversely proportional, which is this case here. This impacts our general equation. So since y is inversely proportional to x squared, so y will be equals to k divided by x squared. And to find this constant that relates these two quantities, we will then turn our attention to these two values here, which I am going to substitute in. Y is equals to 3.2 when, I still have my k, okay, x is 5, not forgetting the square down there. And so from here, I will then be able to get the value of k rather easily. So I would then have my 3.2 multiplied by 5 square in order for us to find the value of k. And this will be equals to 80. And so for part A, the answer for part A would then be y is equals to k, and k we now know is 80, divide by x squared. Done. For part B, find the value of y when x is 2. So 80 divided by 2 square. And simply use your calculator, you will get y equals to 20. Done. For part C, find the value of x when y is 5 now. So I'm going to multiply x squared on both sides. And I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. And so I will be able to get that x squared is equals to 16. And in this case, since we do not know what x represents, therefore, for this particular question, my x can be either a square root 16 or a negative square root 16, either positive or negative. And so final answer is either a 4 or a negative 4. Just because, I will just leave it as a special note here. 4 square, which is 4 times 4, is equals to 16. Negative 4 square, which is equals to negative 4 multiplied by negative 4, happens to be 16 as well. So when we want to find the root of 16, the square root of 16, it can either be 4 or negative 4. Okay? And with that, we have come to the end of this question. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question on inequality. So let's take a look at this context here. For every pizza ordered at Pizza Express during a promotion, 1 stamp will be given. Judy has collected X number of stamps. So Judy, X. Frank has 4 times as many stamps as Judy. So for Frank, it will be 4 times X, 4X. Dawn has 6 more stamps than Frank. So since Frank has 4X, Dawn would then have 4X plus 6. And we are done with part A. Moving on to part B, then they let us know that in terms of X, the 3 girls have more than 50 stamps. More than means is this particular sign. In order to redeem a voucher of $5. So, X for Judy, Frank has 4X, Dawn has 4X plus 6, and in order to redeem the $5 voucher, it must be more than 50. Okay, so we could then write this as the answer line because we have just successfully formed an inequality. Don't solve this yet because you can see the solving part is in part C. Okay, so next we will then need to solve this. So I'm going to continue to write this down here. So I'm going to just simplify all the like terms here, 9x. And I also going to minus 6 on both sides so that this look like this. And I would have 9x must be bigger than 44. So therefore, my x must be bigger than 44. Divide by 9. So x must be bigger than 4, 8 over 9. Alright, do write in mixed number so that it's easier for us to compare. Okay? And therefore, from here, I would then gather that the minimum number of stamps for Judy, which happens to be my x. Judy is x, right? Would have then be equals to x must be bigger than 4, 8 over 9. And number of stamps should be in whole number, right? So minimum x must be, what's the next number after 4, 8 over 9? Yes, 5. And that's the end of this question. And shall we move on to the next question? Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are going to solve this question on polygon. Alright? So we are given a regular polygon. The keyword here is regular because it tells us that all the sides and the angles, be it interior or exterior angles, are equal. Okay? There's a pentagon as well as a hexagon, and they share a common side, xy. Okay. Calculate xyc, which is this angle here. X, Y, and C. So we can see that this is actually the interior angle of the pentagon. So from here, right, I would then be able to get that this angle XYC is equals to, I am going to tap on this. The sum of interior angles in any polygon is 180 times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. So in this question, XYC is the interior angle of a pentagon. Pentagon has 5 sides. So you will see that I use the 5 minus 2. And because there are 5 equal interior angles, I divide by 5. This will give me a value of 108. Done. So I know this is 108. Next question, XYZ. So I'm going to just replicate this. Put it below so that it's easier for us to see. So for XYZ, right, I'm going to repeat the same thing, just that now this happens to be the interior angle, no longer a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this is 6 sides. So angle XYZ is equals to 180 multiplied by, in this case, 6, because there is 6 sides. And I divide by 6 because there are 6 equal interior angles. So now this is 120 degrees. Alright, and let's move on. So now I know this is 120 degrees. Last part of this question. ZYCD is part of a polygon. So I'm going to just cut this out and put it oval. That will help us to look at this question easily. Okay. And this question tells us that, hey, this is part of a polygon. Lily claimed that the polygon is a regular polygon. Is she correct or wrong? Well, to approach this question, right? Let's zoom in here. I see that this is the interior angle of this polygon. So step 1, it will be good to let us see this angle CYZ, which is the interior angle of this polygon, by using 360 minus away my 108 and minus away my 120 to give me 132. Now, because she claims that it is a regular polygon, means that all the angles are equal, right? So for this particular question, I am going to tap on another knowledge. The sum of exterior angle is 360 degrees, as well as interior angle and exterior angle is 180 degrees. So I got my interior angle here already. So let's see what Mr. Tan will do, okay? I would then like to find my exterior angle of this polygon. 180 minus my 132. This will give me 48 degrees, and because I know the sum of exterior is 360 degrees and I know one exterior angle is 48, is there how many 48 degrees, how many exterior angle of 48 degrees are there now? So to find the number of exterior angle is the same as finding the number of sides because they are the same. And I realize when I divide, I get 7.5. But we all know the number of sides cannot be a decimal, right? It has to be a whole number or a positive integer. So Lily is wrong. Why? Because n, which is equals to 7.5, is not a whole number. Or you can use the word positive integer. With that, we have come to the end of this question. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a solid. Well, there's made out of two parts. One is a cylinder. One is a hemisphere, which is half of a circle. So I will have my hemisphere below. I will have my cylinder on top. And now, calculate the volume of a cylinder. Do take note, since they give me the diameter, it is important for us to take note that the radius is 5 cm. Okay? And therefore, volume of a cylinder is equals to pi r square h. This is my height h, and this is my radius r. So it is simply pi 5 square h. And use your calculator, you should get the following answer. 471.24, which is 5 to 6 significant figure. Final answer to write in 3 significant figure. Part B. Calculate the total surface area of this particular solid. So I'm going to just copy this out here so that it's easier for us to see. Then we have 3 surfaces. One is the top. The top is a circle, which is pi r square. The middle portion will be, let me just do a quick. Okay, this will make it easier for me. The curve surface area of this cylinder, please remember, is 2 pi r times the h. And the curved surface of half of a hemisphere is 2 pi r square. And therefore, the total surface area that we are required to find is these three areas. Pi, radius is 5 r square. We also need the middle portion, the blue color portion. 2 pi r is 5, height is 6. As well as the green color portion, 2 pi 5 square. And after which, let's press our calculator, we will get 242.115 to about 5 to 6 significant figure, 424 cm square, which is to 3 significant figures. And with that, we have come to the end of this question. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a triangle. With the following sides that is given, and we are also given the perimeter 30, which means that this plus this plus this is equals to 30 cm. Then what is the value of x? So I'm going to zoom in. So we will have x plus 2x plus 3 plus x plus 7. This is equals to 30. So let's continue to solve this equation now. X plus 2x plus x, 4x, 3 plus 7, 10. So my 4x is equals to 30. You will see minus 10 on both sides. So that my 4x is 20. So that finally my x is simply 20 divided by 4, 5. Using your answer in part A, determine whether this triangle is a right angle triangle or not. So, now that I know x is 5, so all this is 5, right? So 2 times 5 plus 3, this will give me 13. 5 plus 7 is 12. And x is 5. So we are looking at 5, 12, and 13. So AB square plus 12 square, plus BC square is 5 square plus 12 square, 169. My AC square is 13 square. Oh, it is also 169. So since my AB square plus BC square is equals to AC square, by the converse, of the Pythagoras theorem, triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Okay, and let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given an equation. Y is equals to negative 2x plus 3. Find the values of A and B. Okay, to find the values of A, let's take a look. Okay, A happens when x is 0. So going back to this question, on this equation here, I am not going to write y anymore. Y is A when negative 2x is 0. And therefore from here I can get A is 3. Going to repeat this for B. Just that now B is my y when my x is 2. This will give me negative 1. Draw the graph on the graph paper here. Do take note that the axis has been provided. So let's start plotting, okay? Going to use red color. So the first point here will be x is equals to negative 1 when y is 5. So you will see that Mr. Tan will actually, if we could, draw some dotted line. It will be this point here, because at this point x is negative 1, y is 5. I continue for the next pair, and my A is 3, so my x is 0, and I go up because to the point where I hit 3 and mark it with a cross. This will be my second point. My next point will be x equals to 1 when y equals to 1. So I will have to go up until I reach the point where my y is indeed 1. So this point here will be 1, 1. And my last point, 2 and negative 1. So 2, I need to go down to negative 1, which is this point here. And using a ruler, now is the time for me to use a ruler to join these 4 points. It should be a straight line. Graph, and we are going to draw this line now. Okay, last but not least, it is of great importance to write y equals to negative 2x plus 3. Please write this down. Write down the equation of the line. Okay? This is a strong reminder. Please write this down. And we are done with part B. Part C, use your graph to find the value of x when y is negative 2. So how do I show the working? Well, when y is negative 2, draw your dotted line, and from here you can then see that it is 0.5. And do label, this is for my part C. So this is how you show working. Draw the dotted lines to indicate that you are really getting the answer from the graph. Okay? So this is another special tip again. Draw dotted lines. Alright? and also label. That will let people know that you are indeed getting the answer from the graph. State the gradient of the line. So for this particular question, don't need to use the graph. Do take note that this number here, when I write in the general form, y equals to mx plus c, the number in front of x is the gradient. Okay? Last but not least, finishing already, draw the line y equals to 4. Please remember that this is a horizontal line. So when I go back to this question, y equals to 4, I saw the y equals to 4 here, and I'm going to take out my ruler and just draw a nice long horizontal line, and please label the equation of the line. Okay, it will also be good, since we know that this is part E, label part E also. Okay, use your graph to solve this equation which we have drawn. Y equals to 4. We have also drawn y equals to negative 2x plus 3. So what is the answer here? Well, do you see that these two graphs or these two lines happen to intersect here? This is the intersection point, and this point will be the answer. So I will have 4 for y, and as I go down, I will get negative 0.5 for x, negative 0.5 4. With that, we have come to the end of this particular question. And let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given a polygon, and in this case 5-sided figure, so it is actually a pentagon. Calculate angle BAE. So if I zoom in, angle BAE happens to be what we call the interior angle of a pentagon in this case. So I will then have to tap on my knowledge that the sum of interior angles for all polygon is 180 multiplied by n minus 2. And what is this n? The number of sides. So in this case, 5. So my angle BAE, right? Straight away, if I know the sum, and I know that it is a regular polygon, meaning all the angles, interior and exterior, are all the same, and I know the number of sides, which is 5, then I just need to divide by the 5 angles, and this will give me 108 degrees. Next question is ABE. Do take note, because it is again a regular polygon, all the sides are equal, and therefore I will be able to get angle BAE easily, because do you see an isosceles triangle? And having found out that this is 108 degrees, I could then find my angle ABE quite easily. So I'm going to cut this diagram out. and move it down. And let's see. So angle ABE is equal to 180 degrees, minusing the 108 degree, and I divide by 2. Yeah? This will give me 36 degree. Next question. Sally says that it is impossible for the interior angle of a regular polygon to be 162. Is she correct? Well, let's try. So if the interior angle is 62 degrees, tapping on our knowledge that exterior angle plus interior angle is 180 degree, and sum of exterior angle is 360 degree. If I have interior angle 162, then my exterior angle, right, is 180 minus 162 to give me 18 degrees. And so from here I can find the number of sides. How many 18 degrees are there in 360? Yes, I divide. And I saw that this happens to be a whole number. Or you can also see it as a positive integer. So she is correct. Why is she correct? Because the fact that there is 20 sides and this n is not a decimal or a mixed number per se shows that we can form an interior angle of a regular polygon to be 162 degrees. And this regular polygon has 20 sides. Okay? So this is a whole number. That's how you explain. Or you can also write it as a positive integer. Either is fine. This alone shows us that it is possible for a regular polygon to have an interior angle of 162 degrees. With that, we have come to the end of this question, and let's move on to the next question. Hello everyone, welcome to this question where we are given an Olympic torch that is made out of a cone. With a hemisphere carved out from the center. Okay, so let's zoom in. So we have a big cone and a hemisphere. Hemisphere is here, that is carved out. Okay, removed. Find the slant height of the cone, VA. Okay, so let's see. The cone has a radius of 9 cm. Oh, that is an important piece of information that is given, which means that this will be 9. And if we are going to solve for the slanted height, we would then need to see that this is actually a right angle triangle that I'm going to just indicate here as a sketch. We have 80 and we have 9. So to find VA, it is VA square equals to 80 square plus 9 square using Pythagoras theorem. Yeah, this will give me a value of 6,481. So therefore my VA is the square root of 6,481, and in this case 80.505 to about 5 significant figure. Final answer 36 feet. Next, find the total surface area of this torch. So looking back at this question, which I'm going to just do a quick erase. Okay, I'm going to just cut this out for my part B, part 1. Okay, let's see. The total surface area, I see 3 surfaces. The first one is the curved surface area inside here. The second one is the ring. That you see. And the third one is the curved surface area of a cone. Alright, so there are 3. So right, curved surface area of a cone, pi r l, where this is the L, okay, which we have already gotten from part A. The ring, though, will be the big circle minusing the small circle. Okay, so this later you will see my working as such. Last but not least, still have the surface area of the hemisphere inside 2 pi r square. And so to find the total surface area, I will first have my pi rl, where the r radius of the cone is 9. Do notice I'm going to use the square root of 8,481. This will ensure that my pi rl is accurate, plus my 2 pi r square, but this r happens to be the radius of the hemisphere, 3 cm, plus my big circle, pi 9 square, minus my small circle, pi 3 square. Alright, the big circle uses the radius of the cone. The small circle uses the radius of the hemisphere. And this will give me a value of 2,558.96. 6 significant figures followed by 3 significant figure. 2560 cm square. Alright, let's move on to the next part of this question. If I were to paint 5 cents per cm cube, how much will it cost to paint everything? Well, I've gotten my surface area and I need to paint everywhere. This means that the cost will then simply be 2,558.96 multiplied by my 5 cents. Which will then give me $127 948, final answer in 2 decimal place when the answer is in dollar sign. We are going to fill liquid fuel onto the hemisphere. What is the volume then of this liquid fuel? Okay, so this then require us to remember the volume of a hemisphere. Okay, so in this case, the volume of the liquid fuel is simply half times the volume of a sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. R in this question is given as 3 cm. And all I have to do is simply to use my calculator. And I will get 56.5487. 6 significant figures followed by 3 significant figure answer. With that, we have come to the end of this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.